right?
All right. Tell me when.
Okay.
All right. I think it's going.
Okay. So,
yes.
What I'm going to demonstrate here are the first steps that you need to teach your horse effective round penning.
Hold on. Go.
All right, this is Jerry Lee, and I've got a dressage or a lunge whip here, and I'm going to send him out to the rail and ask his feet to move. At this point, I don't really care which direction he goes in. I just want to be able to tell him to move his feet. So, let's send him out. So he's a little bit of a challenge, and I'll just continue asking him to go until he goes out to the rail. So he's trotting, and my focus here is on his hip. The hip is the part of the horse that is the engine, it's the drivetrain. So my gaze and my focus is on his hip. So you can see he's feeling a little bit good and he's challenging. Again, I'm still focused on his hip. If he goes to change direction without my asking, which I'm not asking right now, if he goes to change direction, I'll fix him. I'll say, no, continue in the same direction. I'll let him go whatever speed he wants right now. Ideally, I'd like him to be trotting, so I'll slow my body down a little bit here. There, get him to trot. There, now he's paying attention. My focus is still on his hips. I'm driving him from behind. And if you can imagine a drive line between me and the horse's hindquarters or his hip, you'll see that if I step in front of that drive line, he changes direction. Okay? So whenever you want your horse to go forward, you focus on the hips. As soon as you shift your focus and change it to the front of the horse, the nose, the chest, he'll change direction. He's just being goofy here, playing around. Okay, so I'm focused on his hips. I shift my focus, and he changes direction. Now this horse knows how to change direction both to the inside and to the outside. In other words, he'll turn towards me or he'll turn away from me. But what you'd like your horse to do first, before they turn to the inside, you want them to turn towards the outside. There. Okay? So the first thing is get their feet to move. The second is get the feet to move in the direction that you choose. We'll change his direction here. No, I didn't want an inside turn. I'm asking for an outside turn. I'm going to push that nose. Push that nose. Push that nose right around. Good. Good boy. Okay, so you shift your gaze from the hips to the nose. Okay, right now I'm hips. Push that nose right around. Push that nose around. Here. Good boy. Good. Now, you see he's doing a lot of kicking out at me. He's 25 years old and he's got an old bowed tendon, so I'm not going to address that kicking out with this horse, but typically if a horse kicks out at you when you're round penning them, he's as much as kicked you. So, if this was any other horse, if he was a young guy without an injury, and he kicked out at me like that, I would have driven him for 3 trips around the round pen at speed. That means he'd be really working 3 times around. That's the consequence of his kicking out at me. Okay? So now he's paying attention here. I'd like him to trot. Let me slow my body down a little bit. Get him to trot. Good. Pull. There. Don't want him to come into me. Okay? Just because he stops, it doesn't mean he can come into me. He has to be invited. There. Good. Good. The last thing I want to show you is to yield the horse's hips. I'm going to bring his head around. Have him yield his hips. There. Good. Just want to show you what this looks like. Not yet. There. There. You notice the hind leg crossed in front of the other hind leg? This front leg remained relatively still, and he pivoted around this. You should do this in a halter or in the bridle. If the horse is pulling on you, put the bit in his mouth and put the bridle on him. Okay? There. There. Good. Okay. You a good boy? There, yes, he's a good boy. Okay. I think just close it.